Clarissa manages to embarrass herself every few days. Just think, she got dumped by Papoose only 24 hours after getting his name tattooed and telling an interviewer she planned to have a baby with him next year. Many people aren't feeling sorry for her. First, they think she's arrogant for someone who's clearly being played. Second, they don't like that she's doing all this with Papoose even though he's still married with a child. And third, Remy Ma warned her that Papoose would use her, then toss her aside for a younger woman he could control. But Clarissa thought Remy was just trying to ruin her relationship. She wasn't the only one who felt that way. Plenty of others thought the same. And now, here we are. This all went down just a few days ago, when Clarissa showed up for her weigh-in before her fight with Lee Daniels. When she took off her fur coat to step on the scale, people noticed a tattoo of Papoose's name on the lower side of her right hip. Suddenly, the focus shifted from the weigh-in to her tattoo. It looked like Clarissa wanted everyone to see it, since she had tucked her swimsuit in a way that made it clearly visible. Many people didn't approve and wasted no time calling her out. One person commented, "This must be her first boyfriend. No way otherwise. Did she tuck her suit so we could see it?" Another said, "Getting another woman's husband's name tattooed on you is just weird." As if that wasn't bad enough, she and Papoose were later stopped by paparazzi. When the cameraman asked Papoose if he would get a tattoo of Clarissa in return, he didn't seem too thrilled. He laughed it off, and Clarissa laughed along just to avoid looking awkward. Still, there she was, with his name inked on her body, while he couldn't even give a straight answer on whether he'd do the same for her. Awkward.
Now I gotta ask, I know this might sound like a crazy question, but you saw the Papoose tattoo, so I gotta ask, is there a quote tattoo? I gotta ask.
Stay tuned.
Uh-oh, stay tuned. That's what's up.
You guys are surprised, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You know, I'm gonna play the internet games. We try to stay violent and still out. I had to give him a little peek.
A little sneak peek. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Been had it.
No doubt, no doubt.
Now,
Recently, this hasn't been the only drama surrounding Clarissa's relationship. Just a couple of days ago, she sat down for an interview, happily talking about how she's ready to put her career on pause next year so she can start having children with Papoose. She spoke about it as if it was already a done deal, clearly excited about the idea. But here's the thing, Papoose hasn't once shown the same enthusiasm. In fact, he hasn't publicly said a single word about wanting to start a family with her. What makes it even more awkward is that Papoose is currently living in Clarissa's house. From what's being said, his only real source of income, besides the small royalties he gets from his music, is the money he makes as her manager. Essentially, his entire lifestyle right now is tied to Clarissa. She's paying the bills, keeping the lights on, filling the fridge, and covering all the expenses. Meanwhile, he gets to live rent-free, eat her food, and enjoy the comfort of her home without having to worry about much. And according to the gossip, the relationship is physically active, very active. But still, when it comes to building a family, he's just not interested. The irony is hard to ignore. He benefits from her financially and personally, but when it comes to making a long-term commitment like having children, he's silent. People are calling it a one-sided arrangement, with Clarissa giving everything while he gives the bare minimum. The whole situation is messy, to say the least. It's like she's pouring her heart, time, and resources into this relationship while he's enjoying the perks without matching her energy or commitment. For many watching from the outside, it's a recipe for heartbreak, and they fear she might be the only one who doesn't see it coming.
Think of that like an expiration date on your career, or is it 8 years and that's it? Or when will you try and go into, having a family, or would you have a kid and then go back to boxing?
that's what I'm gonna do. I feel like I've put too much time on hold on having a kid and being married and stuff for boxing already. I'm gonna have a baby next year. We already have it planned out. I'm gonna have a baby next year. And then after I go through my stuff, then I'll come back and fight some more, and then probably have another one and then do the same thing again. Like, I don't want to wait till I'm, 40, 43, whatever, after my career to have my kids.
Right.
I want to be able to run at the park with my kids and stuff like that. I don't want to be too old. So I think that keeping my body in shape, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I think that'll also help me too while I'm going through this whole body.
And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any messier, new rumors started swirling. Apparently, Papoose is already cheating and might even be planning to leave Claressa in the next few days. Word is, he's been sneaking around behind her back for quite some time. But instead of confronting the situation or walking away, Claressa seems willing to tolerate it. Why? Because she doesn't want to give anyone, especially Remy Ma, the satisfaction of saying, "I told you so." This reaction from Claressa isn't exactly shocking. She's known for being overly confident, some might say cocky, and given the heated exchanges she's had with Remy over the past few months, it's not surprising she's digging her heels in. She'd rather stay in a bad relationship than face the embarrassment of people throwing Remy's warnings back in her face. If you remember, Remy and Papoose had an ugly, drawn-out back and forth not long ago, after she was served divorce papers. In that very public rant, Remy practically predicted exactly what's happening now. She told Claressa that the only reason Papoose was with her was because he needed a place to live and couldn't afford rent. Claressa's home, Remy said, was the perfect setup for him to get his life back on track without lifting a finger. Remy also painted a very different picture of their marriage than what fans saw. She claimed that while she was in jail, Papoose carefully crafted an image of being the loyal, devoted husband. But behind the scenes, he was cheating and even getting multiple women pregnant. Hearing those claims back then might have sounded like bitter ex talk. But now, with the latest rumors, it's hard for people not to think Remy was telling the truth all along.
Such a real one. I know the procedure when somebody goes to prison. I know the procedure. So it was never about infidelity. When I came home, I went straight through that phone immediately. I know what was up. When I had to fight baby mothers at mother-in-law's houses on Thanksgiving, I knew that girl wasn't lying about what she was saying was going on while I was saying. I knew she wasn't lying. I just was mad. I knew she wasn't lying, though. If we keeping it a bean, I knew she wasn't lying. You refuse to tell people, hey, me and Rem haven't even slept in the same bed since May 2022. You don't want to tell nobody that. You were so wrapped up in the whole black love thing. That was your thing. That was the only thing you had. And I realized that. And I respected that. You know what? I don't need to be out here telling people you ain't this and you ain't got this and you ain't doing this and you ain't that. Whoever get you, they'll see.
What women? How do y'all think y'all know what people? What do you tell somebody being broke to y'all? Because I see a lot of this in my upgrade, downgrade. So and so's broke. This one's broke. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, y'all don't know what people have. Actually, my ex might be the least income making person that I've ever been with. Ever. Everybody included.
It's my house because I paid for it. All 1.3 million, whatever it was, I paid in cash. With my name on it only. I take care of the kid. I take care of this. So I stay here. You go, you move over here.
You're a piece of Papoose. You really are. You have turned into a piece of this, the gambling, the failures that you had in your career or whatever that didn't pan out how you wanted to, has turned you into somebody else. If that was my friend, I would be like, girl, you just turned 30 years old. You are a world champion. You are accomplished. You have made it from out the ghetto, from the slums, from the depths of Flint, Michigan. You don't got no kids. You have your whole life ahead of you. Well, why are you attaching yourself to this 47-year-old man that doesn't have anything going, has no career, no job, no income, except for the income that he's claiming off of you, your percentage, because he's your manager? Got you out here talking, looking crazy. He's the one that don't want to sign, don't want to get his stuff out his ex house. Doesn't be there for his child that he begged for, but telling you he wants another one. Let me guess. He's telling you he want a son, right? He has a son. He has a son. He just doesn't like his son's preference, so he acts like he doesn't have a son. He has a son. We have a son. I would be telling you, girl, get your from over there. What are you talking about? That's what I would be doing if that was my...
Pap fired back at these accusations, and he didn't hold back. He said he put his own career on the line, missing performances and skipping studio sessions, just so he could visit her in jail every single day during the first year of her sentence. According to him, the sacrifice left him broke, and when Remy was finally released, all he got in return was her cheating with every man she crossed paths with, all while making him feel like he was crazy for thinking she'd betrayed him, despite him standing by her the entire time.
I know I was on top of the world, the $1.5 million man, hottest rapper on the planet. Y'all seen it. Her situation took place. Like I said, I left my tour, came back, bailed her out. When I bailed her out, nothing but expense after expense after expense. I had to pay to pack her crib up, pay to put everything in storage, pay the storage bill every month, get a condo closer to the jail so I could visit her every day, driving back and forth to the visit to see her every day. Everybody in my ear, Pap, you got to get to work. You can't visit her every day. My deal folded. I exhausted all my funds. I had to get back to work. That's why I only visited her every day for a year straight. But after that, I had the space to visit out to like 3 times a week. Never missed a Christmas, never missed a Mother's Day, never missed a single holiday. I was there. Took care of the kids, took care of my stepson, took care of you, fed you, did everything for a year straight without working. It came a time where if her son needed certain things, if she had something in her account or whatever, she had to take care of it. If she could, she did. But for the most part, I did. Every single thing. That wasn't the first time I caught her cheating. I've caught her cheating numerous times since she's been home. I tolerated your foolishness, your cheating, and your adultery for years and years and years for the sake of my child. Everything will be fine and you will still violate. Because you know why? You can't keep your legs closed, Rem. That's one of the main problems with you. But it wasn't good enough for you to move on and be an adult after you cheated. And I gave you numerous opportunities to stop the cheating. We went to a therapist. Why come on here and lie and say we haven't slept together since 2022? Why come on here and make it seem like that's true? We never had an agreement. Oh, you be with who you be with and I be with. We never had an agreement. All we had was you lying, saying that you're not with him. Why would you deal with him? That's all we had. And when I found out the truth that you were with him, you said, let's go to therapy. And I agreed. Then we made an agreement with the therapist. You violated the agreement again. So when I caught him, I knocked him out. Wherever I would have saw him at, I would have knocked him out. I paid every bill in that household. I did nothing but buy you gifts. It's photos and everything of it. It's all on my page. Never trust a celebrity who erased their Instagram. They hiding from something. It's still there. Me buying her gifts. All that materialistic. If you notice, her entire thing was about materialism. Just fabricating. She just recently told me she don't got no money. So what you talking this money talk? You walk around with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of jewelry that I bought every single day. You talking this jewelry talk. First and foremost, I have a cash business. So there's numerous times where I cashed you out and you went and bought things. With my money. With my money. You want to talk about property? We bought this house together. We bought it together. I wrote 90% of the music since I've been with her. And if you come around me and you type a keyword from any one of her verses, it pops up in my phone with the date that I wrote it. I wrote one of your biggest records, man. One of your biggest hits. So you want to downplay me as an artist when I wrote one of your biggest hits. That's so sad. Look at the comments. They know what I wrote. I wrote tons of her music. 90% of her music, I wrote it since I've been around her. I wrote probably like 3 songs on her first album. If I listen to it, I'll tell you exactly what I wrote. And when you listen to it, y'all know my pen. I never wanted a penny. I never wanted one dime. All of the music I wrote for her, I never wanted one penny. I never put my name on the credit. I never did anything. When people said, you know, Pat writing that. Oh, you want to go in here and say, oh, I was making music before him. You was. That's why when I started writing it, they saw.
I'll be honest. Remy did sound a little bitter during that live. But with all the rumors flying now, people are clowning Claressa for ignoring her warnings. Remy tried to tell her, but Claressa was too wrapped up in Papoose to hear it. Not only is she sleeping with him, but she's also feeding him and putting money in his pockets like it's nothing. When people started dragging her online, Claressa jumped on social media to deny everything. She even claimed Papoose is the richest man she knows. Of course, nobody's buying that. Most believe she's only saying it to protect her pride and cover up the embarrassment Pap has caused. As usual, the internet had plenty to say. One person commented, "Claressa needs to be with someone who doesn't have kids. She should start fresh. Marry someone out of the spotlight and build a family with them." Another said, "I believe Remy. If Papoose was really the black love king people thought, Remy wouldn't have left. Women don't walk away from a happy, healthy, loyal home without reason. She said he cheated multiple times and broke their vows. I believe her. Just look at his actions now. No real man moves on this fast. He'd be grieving or taking time to heal. Claressa is just a paycheck to him." Now, the big questions remain. Do you think Papoose is actually cheating on Claressa? And if so, is he really about to leave her? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And while you're at it, click here to watch another messy video that'll have you just as hooked.